awesome and you're happy and well wherever you are. I'm doing a reading that was popular in the 70s today, and it's something that helps us look a little deeper into our lives and into the future as well. As we know, there are many amazing things taking place on the planet, much more to come. And just so you know, I've actually gone right out of my comfort zone. I'll put it in the comments. Oh, I'm putting it out there. But I've gone right out of my comfort zone and I've started a channel that is a more personal channel on TikTok where I'm just going to share stories about myself, share little makeup tips and show myself completely without any makeup, whatever. Because I really want to encourage others to be confident in themselves and to not compare themselves with others, and also give them the confidence through me and through looking at me and hearing me to actually start their own things, you know, to feel better about themselves, to not take all of this Botox and this and that and the other, but to learn how to feel better in their own skin. So I'm doing it through doing makeup looks and just talking and listening to music and, you know, however I can do it. And it's all new to me. So if you want to join that TikTok page, I'll put it below. I'm trying to figure out a YouTube channel so that I could do longer. I realized I'm not very good at doing these short ones when it comes to makeup or skincare and little tips and tricks. So I've got to get better at that. But you're welcome to join me over there. And I hope it will inspire you. Anyway, it's about spreading the light, right? You might hear my husband snoring. He's going to be mortified, but you can hear everything in here. All right, I'm going to look at the domino angels. And we have Archangel Gabriel. I apologize, it's really super early. Archangel Gabriel's with you, asking you to speak up if something is bothering you. You may also be nervous at the prospect of making a speech or going on video with not a stitch of makeup when you're over 40. But you can do it. A celebration is in order. This angel can indicate feasting and get-togethers at a distance, going somewhere special. It's time to get out of the house. You also may hear from an old friend or relative. Good news and extra messages. Thank you, Archangel Gabriel. And we can light a lavender candle to connect. Now, when Gabriel is around, it's also connected with the Judgment and Temperance card in the tarot, as well as the Lovers card. It's always, to me, Archangel Gabriel. And what Archangel Gabriel does is bring in messages intuitively and also just repeatedly. You'll also suddenly something starts to shift and change in your life when Gabriel is around, because Gabriel brings this beautiful healing power and protective power. In fact, all of the angels do. But you wouldn't expect Gabriel, I guess, to be the one that's protecting. You always think of Archangel Michael. But Gabriel is very, very powerful and also brings in a lot of healing. So Gabriel holds all of the aspects of all of the other angels as well. And it brings announcements, annunciation, the angel of annunciation, what you're saying, what you're declaring in your mind and in your life. You know, this is one of the first rules of the Light Leaders Academy, is to learn to do your declarations every day. Life changes when you do so. The way that life is for you now, perhaps, has been going around in circles because you do the same things, expecting a different result. And when you start to open yourself up to what you're saying, you also open up to the receptors of hearing and listening and connecting yourself in with your spiritual light team on a much deeper level. So obviously I'm always here to try to show you that you can do anything, that you're already capable, that you have all of these abilities, but you really have to stop the mind chatter that you give yourself when you don't think anyone can hear you, right? The universe hears everything. I feel like as I'm talking to you, there is a massive upgrade, because as well, it's finally this movie, The Sound of Freedom, which is out now. You know, because it's a movie, people are getting exposed to the trafficking. Okay, I'm going to have to put it that way so I don't get flagged on YouTube. But finally, people are starting to realize what a problem this is and has been for a very, very long time. That, you know, children go missing, and people, you know, people just go, oh, I'm going to put a poster up in Walmart or in the shopping center, you know. Maybe someone's going to see this child. Chances are, as we know, the chances are very slim that the child will be returned. Why? The Sound of Freedom will show you why. I personally have been talking about this for a long time, the exposure of the corrupt, that the world would see it. I'm so glad people are sitting in their cars making videos about what they've just witnessed in this movie. It's very difficult to watch. But because it's a movie, it's like people will pay attention all of a sudden. However this information comes out, it is valuable because, as I kept on saying for the longest time, the world needs us. The world needs you to understand your healing capabilities and all of your abilities, to access them on the deepest levels for those children that are going to need you, people who are going to need you, the trauma, the PTSD. You have to heal this out of yourself before you're going to be able to be an exceptional healer for others. Now, people who don't listen and just want a magic wand and they just want the instantaneous healing are missing the point, right? Because you won't get it if you don't believe you're going to get it anyway. And you need to go to the deepest levels of yourself and expose who you really are. Get it out of you. Do your timelines, you know, really understand these methods so that you can become the greatest that you're supposed to be here, instead of going around in circles. Archangel Gabriel can announce the arrival of a new way of doing things in your life and a creative aspect of yourself that you didn't know existed. And I've been around for a long time here on the internet, and also just in general doing messages for people. And I'm so lucky that I'm able to share messages that will help a soul to go through their healing, will help a soul to understand who they are. And this is the truth of giving messages to people. It's not to make them fearful. It's to make them aware of who they really are and what they're doing that is not guiding them in the right direction. So everyone is guiding, you know, your guides are guiding your soul, who you are as a soul, right? And you as a soul have an idea before you're born of exactly what you want to do. And if you're not achieving what you wanted to do here, you're going to go into feelings of suppression, which some people call depression. You're going to be fearful, and your awakening journey can sometimes feel like anxiety. You know, you have to understand the spiritual aspects of what modern medicine places a label upon. I can tell you what, 99% of life's occurrences are spiritually based, energy based. You've got to learn these things. You know where I am. You know where my websites are by now. and you know where my courses are. And if you truly want to change your life and then help others to do the same, come forward. We need you. Okay? All right. Let's do this 1972 reading. So the first 3 cards are going to be based on the present situation. I'm using the Heaven and Earth deck. Present situation. First 3 cards. The next 3 cards are surrounding your question, your energy, your question. I know there's a lot of cards, right? So we're going to try to do it. The next 3 cards are your obstacles. And you can learn tarot and all different types of readings on my tarot course. Pay it off. Make payments. Okay. These are the obstacles. And then we have what's coming in the future. So go see that film. It's going to be on Twitter next week anyway. So if you can't go to the movie and see it, if you don't want to be crying in the theater or whatever, it's going to be on Twitter. If you have been a victim of molestation or sexual abuse or anything, you're going to have to make sure that you are ready. Because there will be a trigger warning, I'm sure, at the beginning as well. Okay, let's have a look here, our present situation. See? Look at us embarking on our new journeys. Wow. I love it. Okay. So the message here is, as we see the energy of the Fool, the Ace of Pentacles, and the Princess of Wands, we have the energy of accepting your journey, accepting your forward movement, looking at the past for ways in which you need to not repeat a situation. Looking at the past and saying to yourself, you know what, if I only had listened to my intuitive impulses, I wouldn't have gotten myself in that kind of crap. And you're not looking at it through harsh lenses, though, that you're looking at your past and saying, you know, everything needed to happen exactly the way that it was, or I wouldn't be in the position that I'm in now. Doesn't mean that I really want to repeat these things. The Fool is connected with the traveler, the journeyer, your aspect of life. And when it meets the Ace of Pentacles here in your present situation, the universe is handing you, like literally handing you a gift. Okay, look at it coming out from source. There's protection, there's abundance, there's connection, there's a pathway that you haven't walked upon, you know. And when you start something, like I said to you, I started this thing, it's out of my comfort zone. I do feel uncomfortable doing it, but I'm doing it anyway because I want to bring light into the beauty industry, especially where everybody is getting fillers and Botox and injections and surgeries, and not everybody, but you know what I'm talking about. There's a majority of having to look a certain way. It's always been there. And I'm trying to bring light in there and have a little bit of fun. Maybe show you some stuff, I don't know. But when you do something that is pushing the envelope, you know, pushing the boundaries, you are rewarded because you go up a notch in your journey. Was I ready for this 10 years ago and everybody was asking me, what am I doing with my skin and my makeup? No. I thought it would take away from what I'm doing, but hey, it may bring people towards spirituality because they're going to understand a positive viewpoint instead of always feeling worse about themselves and having to, get more and more and more to please. They can start just being happy with what they've got and showing others to do the same. The energy here is that your focus needs to be based on what truly brings you joy, right? If you're not in joy, then you're not really in service. You're just working for the sake of working. People say, "Oh, I want to quit my job and I want to start this, but what? Why don't you just, what I say to people is stay with your job, but if you're truly interested in doing this kind of work or any kind of side work or something that is a business that you want for yourself, hairdressing, beauty, writing books, whatever it is, then you need to do that in your spare time and keep on promoting yourself. You can't just get known all of a sudden. You know what I mean? It's like we have to work at this. The people that are in this work and suddenly they've got books and cards and offers and deals and everybody knows who they are and they've got TV shows and stuff, have taken a deal. There's darkness through everywhere. Makeup influencers, all of a sudden $85,000 per video certain people are making. How? Nobody even knew who they were before. It's like they've taken a deal. Now they're owned, right? People are starting to wake up. Like, I'm telling you all of these things, and now finally this video movie has come out, and it's big names. They couldn't go to Hollywood with it, but here they are with it anyway, showing the world, and it smashed the box office, right? Huge. Whatever it is that you feel that you can't do, you can. The only reason you feel like you can't do it is because you have all of these other things like this that you're talking yourself out of it with. Oh, my friends, oh, my family, oh, my husband, or my wife, or I can't do that because of that. And then the money, and then the this. You're limiting yourself through lack. And you're telling yourself it's okay to procrastinate for another 10 years. Life is too short to do this. How many people have lost people? Just about so many people have been affected over the last 3 years in my life. It's not even funny. What's it going to take, for people to say, you know what, I'm embracing my life. If you need more confidence, it's here. If you need the strength to do it, it's here. If you need support, you've got it. If you need the courses, you've got them. If you need to know how to set up your website, you've got that as well. You've been covered in every excuse that you give yourself, so you have to give yourself the gift to move forward, because if you don't, everything's going to be cramming in on people here pretty soon. People are going to be clamoring for spiritual people, healers, psychics, tarot readers, whoever you are. If you're doing things in the right way, people are going to need your help. And then what? People are going to, what if there is no, nothing is the same as it is right this second? What are we all going to do? You got an opportunity here. The Ace of Pentacles also talks about the foundation. The Fool talks about your own foundation, and it's time to step out. The Princess of Wands talks about a messenger, like Gabriel. You're a messenger. Give the message. If you like sports, if you do weightlifting, if you're a kickboxer, I don't care. Give a message of hope, of inspiration to somebody else. Let's show the world who they really are themselves. Because if we're all focusing on what we're doing, and we're all happy doing it, and we're helping humanity, and we change this vibe. It's already changing. The more people that are focused on the positive, the more people that are learning how to do this, the more people that are awake to what's going on and really going on in the world, Kids don't just go missing. They're being taken. Okay. It's not a conspiracy theory. Okay. It's just actually happening. As horrific as it is, it's happening. So because of this being exposed, what do you think is going to happen? A lot of displaced children as well that need help through absolute traumas that you can't imagine. So we wake up, we do what we can in our own way, but we understand that we may be called into action even more here pretty soon. The present is looking different. The sun is going to do something, I'm telling you. The sun is going to also really start sending off solar storms and just heavy, what do you call it? Flares. It's going to be a lot of it. Okay. The next part here is sort of the awareness of the now, the questions you might have. It's coming in the very near future here. Oh my God. Look at this. The Wheel of Fortune. These are all extremely successful cards that have just turned up here. So I'm going to put them over here because I like the light in this area. Okay. Once again, coming down towards you. The scales of justice right here. People needing your help. You being given what you need to help people. You having a win here. The world having a win here. See, the white horse to me is important. The white horse to me is the horse of leaders, generals. It's the horse of success, of freedom. It's like this after the torments of everything that everybody's been through. Everybody's been through something over the last 3 years that has just been nothing like you've ever been through before, and you've come through it. Now, the sixes are always a victorious card of movement after turmoil, of success after battle, of making decisions, right? Of being given something, a reward for your efforts, okay? But will people only do things as long as they're being rewarded? I've been doing free work for so long now. 90% of my work is free, right? It's like, that is my life. If we're in a world where there is no money, I'm still going to be fine because I'm still going to be giving and expecting and accepting the earth to provide for people to give what they can or whatever. We swap, we barter, right? My energy, my time, my work, and then you barter it. It's an exchange, right? Same here for you all, that you have to be in service and accepting of your duty, right? Without feeling like you have to do things. This is going to feel like a joy. So it won't feel like work at all. And when you're in joy, you are always abundant in so many ways. There's a change here. This ripples out through the world. The change is something that is really, really catching on everywhere. As I said to you, like even as something as small as being positive every day in readings, giving positive advice every day, people are starting to take that on board and say, oh my God, there's something in this. It's just a little change, but that change is enough to affect us. And we are going to see the amazing result of our efforts for so long. Those of you who have been underdogs for so long and helping in the background and doing your thing, you're going to be rewarded. I'm telling you. You're a good person and you help people. It doesn't matter whether you're doing spiritual work or not. It is all spiritual work because you're helping people. It's giving to the world. You deserve to be compensated. This world is going to be. And those people who have been leading in darkness are going to surprise you who they really are. Okay, there's surprises in there about who's on the dark side and who's been working to destroy humanity so that they can have hardly any people on the planet. This is a true thing. It's occurring, but look at us being victorious. I mean, this is very, very lucky here. So our obstacles. Not many. Here's the 6 again. There's the energy of Gabriel. So if there is any obstacles, it has been because of control. I feel like a lot of the times things are obstructed because of the timing of events. What suits us, and we're ready for something right away, or at least we think so, it may not be something that is good for all. So I wanted everybody to see things 3, 10, 15 years ago. Come on, come on, come on, let's do, come on. And it was so frustrating that people would not listen or only listen to spooky woo-woo kinds of fortune tellers. I was just like, what the heck? Can't you see that this is different? It used to be a kind of a frustration that the world would be so blinded by the truth that they would still, it's not that you're blinded to the truth in that way. It's like you don't want to see the truth is what I mean by that. It's like it's like, no, it can't be that. It's got to be this. And I feel the same way. Like I used to feel the same way, that the journey can't be that easy. It has to be something that is difficult. It's a difficult climb because that's what we're told as kids, that we have to work really hard in order to be rewarded, that you've got to be the best at what you do or you don't get anywhere, right? So there's a lot of false beliefs in your life, in everybody's life. Whatever it is that you have been groomed to be, it will echo throughout your life in different ways, When I first started doing readings, I know I've said this to you before, everything was focused on divination, fortune telling. And people used to be scared. They would say to me, oh my God, how the F did you know that? Like, oh my God, are you reading my mind right now? Like, what the F is going on? How did you know that? How did you know that? And it used to scare people. And I used to think, what? I'm just telling you what I feel. But my delivery was blunt. It was like, this has just happened to you last night. And they're like, what? How did you know? Are you a fly on the wall or something? And I realized, hang on a minute. I'm not meaning to, but I'm scaring people here. I don't mean to, so I need to really focus on this. I need to bring healing into this. I need to figure out what this is all about. I'm receiving these messages. That is why I'm so restricted for all of these years on this channel and every social media channel is because I want to tell you really everything that I feel, see, sense, and, but I can't because, one, I'd get flagged, and two, it might startle people or upset people when that's not my intention at all, And I really had to, and I've really struggled with it, to be honest with you all. It's like I want to tell you everything that I see, but I don't want to create any kind of fear or worry. Or what do they mean? What does she mean when she's saying that? Is she talking about this? Is she talking about... I don't want to cause confusion. So I'm very careful about the wording. But I have to tell you that it is very hard to do that, because you just want to be able to be free to say whatever you want to say. But when you have a lot of people to consider and basically the world to consider, I can't. All of my energy is focused on who you are as a soul and what's going to benefit you in your life. Does it benefit you being scared? No. Does it benefit you from knowing what's going to happen, exactly? No, it doesn't benefit you. It limits you. And when I was young, I didn't have that filter because I was just saying what I felt. Unfortunately, it was really accurate. And for many people, that meant that they got upset, or they got worried. And that's where there was no follow through, because I wouldn't see this person again. So I couldn't, if they were coming to see me at someone's house or someone's party, or, at some kind of show, they couldn't see me again. So I couldn't explain. You see what I'm saying? And this is where a lot of the young ones go wrong, because they will just blurt all this stuff out at you without understanding the sensitivities of humanity and how people can take things to heart and start living by the readings. You shouldn't do that either. The reason I give messages to you like this, and we try new things and we do new things, is because it's going to, one, reinforce what you already know, two, encourage you to be better, be more, do better, be who you really are, which is not suffering. It is not someone who is left behind. It is not someone weak. You are strong. You are capable. You can do anything that you want, And this is coming from, I keep on telling you, is that someone who was tossed to the side as you just wouldn't talk to me. I'm just trash. This is what my, mother treated me like. My family treated me like, the black sheep, like badly. Don't talk to her. She's this, she's that, she's the other. Why? Because they all knew something I didn't. And they knew that this was someone who was going to give a message one day. And their role was to try to drive me crazy, to hurt me in the worst places possible, to try to emotionally make it so that I will never make it. Why? There's a bigger thing at play. When you've gone through a life of abuse or challenges or physical impairments, you've got a big role to play here. When you've been adopted, when you've lived a life of torment, when you've been in foster cares, when you haven't had your dad, or you haven't had your mum, or you haven't had either, you've got a big role to play here. When you've been agitated, when you've been beaten, when you've chosen the wrong partners, you've got a big role to play here. When you've had children, when you've lost children, you've got a big role to play here. When you're a nurse, when you're a doctor, when you're a caregiver, you've got a big role to play. When you're a teacher, when you're working with animals, you've got a huge role to play. It doesn't matter what aspect that you chose for your career. If you can add the positive elements, the things that you've learnt, the way of looking at things, then you're going to instill light in the shadows of the world. and the light wins every single time. You only need that one light on and the whole room's lit up. You get what I'm saying? So what's been an obstacle to us is this fear of getting it wrong, or fear of upsetting people, or people won't like it, or people, are not going to support you, and how are you going to support yourself, and how's the money going to come in? You have to trust. You don't know whether you're going to get one thing or the next, one day or the next. You have to trust that you're going to be provided for. Many people can't do it. I'm still here, but believe me, I felt like quitting 1,000 times, because it's so hard sometimes. It's so upsetting. You get blamed for everything. People are nasty. People lay all their problems on me all the time. Whether they're my problems, their aunt's problems, their friends' problems, their family's problems, a problem with not being able to see a link, of not seeing a video, of not seeing the card correctly. Oh, can you do this? Can you do that? I don't have a social media manager. This is it, right? If I did, they would go nuts. There's always something. And, there's always someone needy. There's always someone nasty. There's always someone who is wonderful, right? And just totally gets it. There's someone that needs healing. There's someone that's been through trauma. There's someone that's been abused or is an abuser. You have agitators all through the spiritual communities as well. People who will just passively, aggressively attack you and think that you don't know what they're doing. Hello? It's just everywhere. And my job is to stay completely even-keeled. Yeah, sometimes there will be, and this will happen to you as well, where you will feel like you need to tell someone to shut up, right? That you will, just get away from me. It's like there's just a tolerance level at times. Okay? And it's okay. This is what I'm getting at. No matter who brings what to me, I change all negativity into positive energy for myself, my family, and the earth and all of its inhabitants. A win-win situation. People can send whatever they want, hate, whatever darkness they want, okay? It doesn't matter, because it all gets changed for the benefit of humanity. And guess what? It's working. We have opportunities here for our lives to dramatically change. To just shift beyond your wildest expectations. You have multiple opportunities coming up in your life to showcase your talents, whatever they are. Without being boastful, without being big-headed, right? But just doing it anyway. I see people and they put reviews of what their customers are saying, like testimonials and stuff constantly, like, this is what this one said and this one said this. Why do you need to do that? The work should speak for itself. You don't need to brag or boast or whatever you're doing by doing that. I don't find that to be I don't know, it's something that I guess I've never really done, is shown you all and posted all different types of testimonials or anything. The testimonials are there if you want to read them, but I would never say this is what something is saying or that one is saying, because who cares? Who cares? It may not even be a real review. Some people just say stuff to make themselves look good or whatever, get a freebie, I don't know. So we charge forward regardless of our obstacles, and we win every single time. What's coming up in the near future? Ha! Look at us. There's the King of Wands and there's the Queen right there. There is a battle ahead. But it's a battle that we win, as long as we don't try to take everything on our own. the whole energy of spirituality and your journey and this whole world stuff is that you focus on where you're going, like what direction that you're taking. You don't let yourself become distracted, but you understand that along this road, along this pathway of spirituality and understanding yourself and being positive and helping people and doing things for nothing and, you know, opening up yourself to things outside of your comfort zone or whatever it is that you're doing, then you find the group of people that are doing what they need to do, opening up their abilities, working on themselves, bringing in the healing in life, being kind people. And that is the wave that starts to push forward. Yes, we're going to have people who are going to tear us down. The stronger you become, the more people will try to attack you. But as I've told you, let them try. Because in your energy of protection, in the things that I've taught you to set up for yourself, you transmute any negative energy into positive. Transmute any thoughts, feelings, people sending it from this direction of time, past lives, wherever it is, whatever's being sent at you that is not from the light, it gets transformed, transmuted. How does it do that? Your spiritual light team, which are focused on your ancestors, your guides, your loved ones, your animal guides, everybody who is celestial beings of light working with you, they do that work for you. You don't have to do anything. You just got to set it up. Give them permission to help you. It's that simple. It's really not hard. Your spiritual journey is not hard. You're making it hard with thinking, you know, scatterbrain stuff and being on multiple, you know, medications is going to make you scatterbrain. That's what it's about. It's about breaking you apart so you don't know what the hell you're doing, and that you're relying on one thing after another to fix this thing or another or that thing or another. And how can you focus on yourself if your whole life is based on everybody else? And then when that doesn't work, then you feel suppressed and you feel exhausted and you feel betrayed and you feel hurt and you feel grief-stricken. So then you take all of this stuff to counter that energy, which suppresses you further and spirals you down and gives you all these other symptoms, because your body's like, what the F is this going into me? I don't want all this going into me. But your mind is saying, but I need it to feel better. When? 6 weeks down the track, you might feel better after all the vertigo goes, and you might be constipated for a while, and then you've got all these other physical problems. And really messing with the serotonin levels in your brain, and that's a good thing, I guess. What? We have all of the ability to heal those things through energetic work. Seriously. Hundreds of years ago, did we have anybody that was like, you know, in serious dire straits all the time? They wouldn't be. That was a weakness, you know. They weren't succumbing to weakness like you get pushed to do now. Here, you're weak. You need this pill. Oh, you're really messed up. You need this. You know, and then there's all these support groups surrounding it as well, so everyone can feel nutty together. I don't know why people do this when there's a way out. I know that they don't always understand. We have our sovereignty here. We have our mastery here. We have our abilities. We have our way forward. You know, we have opportunities. Why don't we accept the good in our life and not accept anything less than what we deserve? And if you need help with healing and that, again, don't want to keep on saying it, but it's right here for you. You know, there's therapies, there's talking on the phone, there's healing groups, there's support groups, there's reading groups for people doing readings, there's healing groups, and then there's a healing support group where if you don't have any means, any funds, if you're suicidal, if you're lost, if you're depressed, if you need someone to talk to, we have groups for that as well. It doesn't cost a thing. And everyone's willing to help you, but you've got to make that step forward as well. You know, this is what it's about. Eventually, I will have healing centers that I will have light leaders in running and doing these workshops with people, because we're going to need those instead of medical centers. In fact, there may not be hospitals in the future. And if there's not hospitals, what are people going to do if they don't know how to do things naturally? You know, it comes from within. All right, so let's just get a final sort of overview message here. One day, when all this world changes, which is already happening, but when it really changes and the big booms really come, I hope you remember me, because I'll be still working. Whether you see me on the internet anymore or there is no more internet, I will still be working. I will put the word out. I will find a way to get in contact with people, and this work will continue. I want you to remember that. You will find me somewhere. Okay, let's go. That's a final message for everybody. Establish strength. Look. Turning to what you know to be true. Seeing your ships finally come in. You got everything you need. Traveling forward fearlessly. Gathering your will and your determination. Understanding that you're protected every step of the way. Supported and protected every step of the way. Although there will be some loss, that's going to happen. We're going to go through griefs. We're going to go through situations that are totally unexpected. And it's happened all year this year, and all year last year, and you know, my dad the year before. It's just all happening. And we have to accept it. We have to accept the things that are taking place in order for us to draw towards us, magnetize towards us the things we really need. The universe has got our back, I'm telling you. Cheering right now with what is finally taking place through all the chaos and all the nuttiness, all the lies we've been told, all the programming that we've had. We're breaking free. We are going to be celebrating. We are going to be rewarded. There are going to be things in threes, as you can see here. There are going to be things that just come out of the blue to surprise you for the better. And we are victorious. The general is here. The energy of Washington is there. You know, the energy of hope, of bringing people together, of lighting the way, or leading the way through example, of surprises and joys. There's the angel, I'm telling you, Gabriel's with us, balancing everything. Maybe there is going to be more information that is broadcast. Maybe there is going to be massive upgrades because of the moon, the supermoons, and the sun. Maybe there's going to be a revelation that nobody can see coming. Because remember, you know, we cannot limit ourselves with thoughts. We cannot limit ourselves on what we can achieve. We've got to stay unlimited all the time, because that's how the angels are. And we get past this time of suspense, and we get past, you know, waiting and waiting and waiting for something to happen. It's already here. It's already happening. If you do get a time where there's an impasse and you've got to like wait, or you've got to stay home, or you've got to be, you're withdrawn, or you're not feeling well, believe me, you're being rewired. You're being set up for this beautiful triumph. The triumph is here. Also remember that whatever you have to pay out, or whatever you've had to give through life, whatever you've given to humanity is coming back to you 1,000-fold. You don't have to worry about that. You just got to continue to show up and do what you can and expect a difference is being made, rather than, when's it going to happen? What's going to happen? What's going to happen here? Why did this happen? What are their feelings? Why do they treat me like that? Why is my family like this? Why can't I just have a parent that cares? Why can't I have friends? Why can't I have a relationship? Why can't I? You're feeling punished. The universe isn't punishing you for, and that's the reason why your life's crap. That's not what's been happening. Your life's crap, or has been crap, because you gave yourself those situations in order to grow. You do not grow with life being easy. You gave yourself these challenges. This is not a punishment to you. Some things come karmically. You can get rid of that. Come to my courses. I'm doing one the end of September, and it's a 2-day thing, but you also have access to the course anytime you want. It's on soul contracts and the Lords of Karma, and getting rid of that crap out of your life once and for all, so you can freely move forward. I make it inexpensive. I give you lifetime with me. I give you lessons to do, meditations to do, as this platform to work from. There it is. Or you can spend $5,000 with Teal Swan and go through some kind of weird thing that she does. I don't get it. I don't get what people's thought processes are with all of that, but that's none of my business either. I can only do this. Share with you. So much more to come. Okay? So we started with Gabriel. Good news coming in. The reading is telling you the same thing. It's also telling you to wake up to yourself and to all that you are. And I'm constantly going to remind you of that as well, because you are and do not have to be what's the word? You don't have to live the thoughts of others who have hurt you. You don't have to hold on to whatever they've said to you and keep yourself from expanding, because you don't want to upset apple carts. They're already upset. Who cares? You don't want to block yourself from your abilities because you're afraid people are going to think you're a kook. Well, who cares what anyone thinks? As long as you're positively bringing through a beautiful message. The message is what counts. When we stop caring what other people think, we free ourselves. No more comparisons, no more feeling worse about ourselves. That's what looking at what other people are doing does to you. It makes you feel worse that you're not doing something, right? So you're going to have to take it one little step at a time. And I feel that I am guided to say these things to all of you. And, it's not coming from a place of anything but love. It's not coming from a place about, it's just that I really want you to feel the way that this feels when you're at the other side. When you finally worked out all of your shit and let it go. When you finally do that and you have the support in the right ways, that is the life that you're looking for. There's no shortcuts towards it though, and unfortunately. You've got to do the hard work. People not willing to do that, or people who have excuses for why their life is shit, they're never going to get it. And, you learn to continue anyway and show people the way, and those that are on the pathway will get it Those that aren't won't, and that's okay. That's part of their pathway too. Life is about to get really interesting for us all. So stay connected, stay strong. You know where I am, okay? You know where my Facebook is and my TikTok and everything. I'll put my new TikTok down below this video if you really want to see it. It's kind of funny. It's more just me, you know, even more so than this, I guess, in a sense, because I'm really exposed. So go for it. I sending lots and lots of love to you all, and bye for now. Stay strong, everyone.